Hello, hello. Sunday night, 8 p.m., Heal with God. I hope you're all having an amazing day. When you tune in, please tell me who you are in case you did not approve StreamYard, because I will not see your name if you didn't. And just tell me where you were tuning in from. Say hello. I am so excited to bring Rachel here. And actually, I have to let you guys know I'm not in my regular place, and you can notice that because you don't see that kintsugi behind me. When it rains, it pours. It's pouring in my life. Let me just tell you, it's craziness. We found out that we had some mold in the house, and I couldn't have my husband, who's not well, or me, who suffer from asthma, to be in the house while we were remediating the mold. So I managed to find a rental, which was a miracle. And I moved out from one day to another, and I'm here for a week. And then I'm moving out to another rental because this one wasn't available for longer. And that's the craziness of my life. But we just need to go with the flow and do the best that we can. And I wasn't going to cancel, so I apologize if there's going to be sound issues, if the lighting is not great. But the main thing is there, and that I'm showing face, and that I am committed to you guys and to this show. And obviously, I'm just so excited to bring Rachel to you. I'm going to bring her now. She's going to introduce herself to you. And I'm going to share with you also, once she's here, how I found out about Rachel and how I seeked her out to come to the show. So here, welcome, Rachel Eden. Hi. It's my pleasure. Guys, I just also want to tell you that Rachel is in her car talking from a phone. In StreamYard and phones, they don't agree. They don't love each other. They have this, I don't know, they interact. So we're going to do the best we can, me being in a different location and Rachel being from her phone. And if it's terrible, we're going to resume another day. But hopefully the gods of the internet are going to cooperate. Hi, Pam. And they're going to allow us to do this show. So, Rachel, I want to tell everybody how I found out about you before you introduce yourself. So I live in Boca Raton in Florida, and I knew this guy who was a single guy, and I used to invite him to come for meals because he was alone. So he came multiple times to my house for meals. And then he moved away. He moved to Colorado, and I didn't hear or know anything about him anymore since he moved. A couple of years later, this couple moved in from LA, and I met the wife, and we spoke about fashion. She even considered being a saleswoman for my company. And we had this talks. And then one day she told me, Miriam, I'm going back to LA. And she moved back to LA. Sometime later, I hear that her husband died. He just collapsed and died. And it was so sad, and I knew her, but I wasn't so close to her. I wrote a message online. I think he passed away from an allergic reaction. I don't remember if it was that or if it was a heart attack or what it was. And that was that. And then a while later, I hear that she and that guy that I used to invite, that single guy, were getting married. And the person who kind of coached her, did you also introduce them?
I wasn't the matchmaker.
Okay, but you prepared her to be open for love, to be open to receive and be ready for her next stage in her life, was Rachel. And I became fascinated by the whole story. And I said, I need to find out who is this woman who worked with this other young woman who became a widow at such a young age. She had 2 little kids, and prepared her to be open for blessings, for abundance, to receive. And I went and I found out who was this person, who was her coach. And I said, Rachel, my name is Miriam. Would you come to my show? And would you talk about what you do and in your life experience? And from that, I found out that Rachel knew about kintsugi. And now I'm going to pass the baton to Rachel because I spoke too much already. Rachel.
Thank you. Out, and thank you for the introduction. I hope everyone can hear me okay, because like Miriam said, from my phone over here. But I think what Miriam is sharing about this amazing story is that the fact that we have the power to create our future life, our future self, and that's my special with people. So it could be in someone might have a mission to be a motivational speaker. That was one of my clients. Someone might want to build a business. Someone might want to get. There's all types of different things that we want to do with our lives, but the idea that we have the ability to create ourselves and our futures, and connecting to that future, is my special.
I just want to interrupt and guys, can you tell me if you can hear Rachel? Because I hear every other word, but not every word. Do you hear Rachel? That's the main thing. Because if you can hear Rachel, then I can be quiet and Rachel can talk the whole time, and that's fine.
I can also talk and know that's also totally that'll work.
Okay, go ahead. Until we hear from the listeners, go ahead. Just keep going.
Okay. So what I love about this show is that you have connected a person's pain with their power. And that's something that I admire about what you're doing, because when we are so often attached to our pain, we're not always able to move forward and create our future the way. So letting go of the identity of the past, the pain that was connected to our past, is a big part of making the future that we want.
Okay, Rachel.
Yeah. Oh, in and out.
In and out. I'm also hearing in and out.
Okay. So should we just?
I'm just thinking that I hate to do that, but I think that if we need to reschedule when you can be on a laptop and not on the phone, just because it's going in and out, and Pam chimed in and said that it's in and out, and it's so hard to understand.
Yeah, for sure. No problem at all.
Okay, guys, echo as well. Look at that.
Oh man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I don't understand why StreamYard and cell phones just does not work together. So Rachel, would you come back and okay, so
Facebook Live directly if you want, without StreamYard, or do you prefer StreamYard?
Oh, maybe we can. The only thing is that if we do a Facebook Live, then it's only in the group. Right now, I'm streaming to 3 places. Another time, please. Yeah. Okay. So Rachel, you'll come back. I'll talk to you, and I'll stay for a minute here. I want to see if once Rachel is offline, if you can hear me. So Pam, please tell me once Rachel is out, if you can hear me. Rachel, I'll connect with you later. Okay.
Sorry, guys. Thank you.
No problem. Bye-bye. Okay, guys, tell me now if you can hear me or if I'm also in and out. I'm so sorry, but you see now I don't hear echo anymore. Now you can hear me fine. Yes. So I'll tell you, the problem is StreamYard, and StreamYard with cell phones, they don't work well together. And she couldn't be in the house because the kids were home. And now you can hear me clearly. Okay, so I'm just going to talk a little bit because you guys are here, and you know how I'm committed to you. You never had an echo? That's so interesting. I couldn't hear Rachel, and neither could some other people, so I'm not so sure how that happened. But I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about what is happening in my life. It was fine. Let's see, it was fine. And then Anne, when she was on, was also, I think. Okay, well, she's going to have to come back. Just wanted to share with you guys what's going on. Pam is asking me how are your second day. Okay. I have been going through such a period in my life where every aspect of my life is in chaos. And it's health, it is my home. We found the mold and we're remediating. So it's going to be fine. But we had to go out. I couldn't be there because of my husband's health. And then I have asthma. And with that came other financial implications. And I'm telling you, I really felt that I've been tested in every area of my life. If it's financial, the home and health, my husband's health. And I noticed something very interesting, and that's what I want to share with you. I decided the very last minute that I had to find a place for us to go for the weekend. The house was chaotic. Everything had been moved from rooms. Rooms had been closed off so they can clear the mold. And the house was a mess. There was no couch for us to sit down. And the stress was palpable. And I said, I'm going to find a place for us to move. And within a day, I found a place for a week. And the moment we came into this place, there was peace. We calmed down. We were able to laugh. We were able to enjoy the family. We had a real restful and calm Saturday, Sunday. And then I went a day back to the house because I had to let the guy in who was testing to make sure that we're doing the work right. And when we got there, it was stressful again. And I noticed something, that sometimes our environment is toxic, not just necessarily toxic in chemistry, right? Because right now it's toxic because in the air is not fresh. It's not good quality air in my house. But also the mess, the uncertainty, the tension of everything that's going around, what we have to do to technically fix the house. And the moment that I removed myself from that place and came to an environment that's clean, things are fixed, and everything is okay, the tension went down. And the reason I wanted to bring this up is because a lot of people in the group are going through difficult things. You know, we have Janice, whose husband just went to the ER, and Salud, whose husband is in ICU. And there are other people in our group who are going through such difficult times. And it brings, especially to the caregivers, a lot of stress. But also the environment that we're in is sometimes stressful. And at times, just removing yourself from a place or from a situation that aggravates everything can calm down and let us think about the next steps. How are we going to resolve this? How are we going to resolve the next step? So what I want you guys to think about is in your own lives, if you have something that's very chaotic that's going on, analyze all of the things that you're going through. Is there something that you can do to remove yourself from a trigger? Because sometimes just by doing that, you're going to feel better. And when you feel better, you're able to make better decisions and you're able to control the situation. And today, in this house that I rented, there is a small pool, and I was walking around. And I was saying to myself like that, what are the problems? What are the controllables? And what are the problems that I cannot control? The ones that I cannot control, I can only pray. The ones that I can control are the only things that I have to say. I have to make specific decisions, and I have to make them fast. And I started arranging my days, and I started saying, this I can do, this I can't do, this, there's nothing that I can do. Besides going to the appointment, there's nothing else that I can do. And what I did was I simplified this coming week with a plan of action of the things that I can actually do and take charge. Let me see what you guys are writing here. Yes, fresh air is a huge help when you're out. You go sometimes to a different environment and you can just have more clarity sometimes, because in the place where you are, sometimes you can't even make decisions. I remember saying to Pastor, oh, I'm so sorry. And you moved a month later. You know, at times, things come all at the same time. It piles up. In the times when things are not so terrible, you do have to make a lot of decisions. But because you're not so completely exhausted, you can make them. And when you're in a terrible situation, then everything looks also bigger, more problematic, because you're just so exhausted and you don't have the strength. Um, I love you too, Pam. I love that you're here. Yes, we're going. So I'll tell you a little bit about us, about this week. Monday, my husband is getting the second vaccine, and I spoke in the group about it. I don't know if the vaccine is the best thing, is not the best thing, and I don't like controversy and I don't like disagreements. But for him, for his case, and for my case, because we're so high risk, we really felt that we had no choice. So tomorrow we're driving north an hour for him to get the shot. I'm also dealing with all the workers that are coming to the house. And that's the part that I have to be very careful. How am I using my time to fix the things that I can fix? And then Thursday, we're meeting the surgeon. Friday, he's doing a chemical stress test. It's a 4 or 5 hour test that he's doing. So the whole week is taken between tests and taking care of the house. And we're also just before the holiday of Passover, which is probably the most time-consuming and complicated holiday that we have. Other women have struggles too. It's calmly. There's a lot of people here in this group that are going now through struggles and have gone through struggles, and that's the power of doing it together with the tribe. When you are together and you are able to vent, we have people in the group that have vented, or they do it through private messages and friendships that we're fostering from this group. But we get support. I have had people in the group that send me gifts, or just they ask me where to buy food from a restaurant. Little things like that are not little; they're huge. Prayers are huge. When you know that there are people that have your back, that they listen to you, they hear you, the hardship becomes smaller because it's being carried by many people at the same time. Actually, Rachel was going to talk about her journey from victim to victor. And when we hear those stories, it gives us strength because we understand that we're not alone and there is a path. There is a way to get there. And if you go to my website, it's my clothing website, but on the top right, there is a link to blog. In there, I have tons of interviews that I did with women that went through incredible adversities and they overcame. And today they're better for what they went through. And I have to tell you that when I was doing those interviews, I was going through a different, difficult period in my life. And the interviews themselves helped me tremendously because they showed me that it's temporary, that everything is temporary, and that we, together with wisdom that we get from people or from books or the time, helps us feel better and get stronger and overcome whatever it is that we're going through. So those interviews really, really helped me. So anybody who is going through things right now, I recommend just going there, and you see how people really are thriving after being gone through so many difficult things. It's wonderful. Yes, I have my plate full. Anyway, I am going to cut this speech short because I really was prepared to ask Rachel about what she does. I was so impressed by how she helped Leah, that was her name, to be open to a bright future after she had lost her husband in such a tragic way, without preparation. She had 2 little kids. She had married late, and she thought, finally, I have a family. And so suddenly she lost her husband. And now she just got married, I think a couple of weeks ago. And it was really with Rachel's help. That's another way that we see that when we work with somebody, if it's a coach, if it's a therapist, if it's a friend, whatever it is, when we work with somebody, sometimes we can open up for blessings, because we start seeing that there is a way to get there. So I wanted her to come here because I wanted her to give this hope to everybody and to myself also. You know, I when I'm here doing the shows, I am here consuming the shows with you as well. It's my pleasure. So I'm just gonna remind of a few things. My book is up for sale, The Heal with Gold, on Amazon or on my website. That's a book that culminated, that came about from all of these interviews that I did. I sometimes take it and I read it again because I need reminders, because when we go through new hardship, sometimes we forget that there is an end to the madness. My course was supposed to launch, but I haven't had the time to upload all of these videos, so please be patient with me. And for anybody who likes fashion and wants to see these beautiful pictures that the photographer Hannah did, she did it. I sent my collection to Salt Lake City. She did all the photos for me because I couldn't do, even though I love doing photo shoots. She did it for me. The photos came out amazing, and you can watch the things that the work that I'm doing behind the scenes in between all the craziness that it's my life. So that's about what I'm doing professionally. I'm taking care of my husband, taking care of the house, and I still have the kids that I have to take care of them as well. That's it for now. I have some amazing shows. We're not going to have a show on Easter Sunday. We have one more show, I believe, before that. And then we have some other great shows with some big names. So show up, tell your friends about it. The bigger the crowd, the better. Always better to spread these messages to more people. So please share with everybody. And I'm going to wish you a fabulous Sunday, a fantastic beginning of week, and let's stay in touch. I'll keep letting you know what's going on, and then I'll let you know when Rachel will come back. Okay? So have a great Sunday, everybody. I'm sorry that we had to cut this short, and I love you all. Bye-bye.